Hello everyone. Today I'm giving you some information and knowledge about Rizal's perception on women. Spaniards' perception. When the Spaniards came into the Philippines, they brought with them their patriarchal values about women, which eventually diffused into Philippines culture. There was an idea that men should be provider of the family and protector of the women. Filipinos were familiarized to a patriarchal system of education which emphasized the domestic value that women were the property of men. So, patriarchal values is a system of society in which the father of eldest male or man is the head of the family. The women during the Spanish period were tied in the house and their role was confined exclusively to housekeeping and child rearing. On the other hand, women is also tough to do compliance to orders and always be submissive to males. They were all oriented to focus on building skills that would make them good daughter, housewives, mothers, and servants of God. Women are even banned in participating in political undertakings because it was considered as men's work. And also, they say that women were the property of men. The young women of Malolos. The letter Rizal transmitted to the young women of Malolos focused on the following points. Number 1, the rejection of the spiritual authority of the friars. Number 2, the defense of private judgment qualities Filipino mothers need to be possessed. Number 3, duties and the responsibilities of Filipino mothers to their children. Number 4, duties and responsibilities of a wife to her husband. Number 5, a counsel to a young woman and their choice of a lifetime partner. This letter was written in Tagalog while Rizal was in London. December 12, 1888, a group of 20 women of Malolos petitioned Governor General Weyler for a permission to open a night school so that they may study Spaniards under Teodoro Sandico. Father Felipe Garcia objected, resulting into the turning down of the petition by the Governor General. The young women of Malolos consist of 20 members at halos lahat sila ay magkakamag-anak at magpipinsan at sila ay kabilang sa middle class na ibig sabihin ay mga babaeng may kaya sa buhay. And nag-request sila sa Spanish government to open a night school kung saan makapag-aral or matuturuan sila ng Spanish language. During that time, mahigpit na ipinagbabawal ang education towards female because they say that education is more inclined to the boys. So these young women in Malolos participated in a peaceful movement in educational reform. The curriculum of males is different than female. Also, the subject of males is different from female. But in the boys, the education is in the rights and it is also mandated. But in the girls, it is a privilege or option lamang. But these young women courageously sustained their agitation for the establishment of the school. They triumphed in the end and were granted permission to their project on the condition that Señorita Guadalupe Reyes should be their teacher. Rizal's message to Filipino women. Rizal's ultimate desire was to afford Filipino women with the same opportunities enjoyed by men in education. An education that will liberate women. He emphasized the need for maintaining the independence of mind and reason. He urged women to be vigilant over their rights and not to be docile and passive in their attitude towards many injustice forced upon them. Responsibilities of Filipino mothers to their children. It is the mothers who are responsible for the present servitude of our compatriots, owning to the unlimited trustfulness of their loving hearts, to their ardent desire to elevate their sons. What then was Rizal trying to put across here? Rizal stressed the need for mothers to educate their children on the following values. Number 1, love for honor. Number 2, sincere and firm character. Number 3, clear mind. Number 4, clear conduct. Number 5, noble action. Number 6, love for one's fellow men and respect for God. So what are the duties of the Filipino mothers to their children? Number 1, to raise children close to the image of God. Number 2, to awaken and prepare the mind of the child for every good and desirable idea. And number 3, to teach children to prefer death with honor than life with qualities mother have to possess. The Filipino mothers has to be a noble wife. She has to treat her children in the service of the state. Rizal gives reference to the women of Sparta who embody this equality. A wife has to set the standards of behavior for men around her. 3 basic things a wife must instill in the mind of her husband. Number 1, activity and industry. Number 2, noble behavior. And number 3, worthy sentiments. Qualities mother have to possess. Rizal gave the following advices to a married woman. Aid her husband. Share his perils. Refrain from causing him worry. And sweeten his moments of affliction. Rizal's advice to unmarried men and women. Rizal was directly telling young men that in choosing their lifetime partner, they should not consider physical beauty nor the sweetness character of a woman, but rather give priority to firmness of character and excellent ideas. On the other hand, Rizal counseled young women not to surrender their womanhood to a weak and timid heart. There are 3 things that a young woman must look for a man she is going to marry. Number 1, a noble and honored man. Number 2, a manly heart. And number 3, a high spirit incapable of being slave. The Rizal's perception on women also reminded us to be just like a Spartan women before, that the Spartan women had an reputation for being more independent-minded, and they enjoyed more freedom and power their counterparts through ancient Greece. So palaban sila and they have equal rights towards men.